This video is about the idea of lifelong personal development. I think about this from time to time, and my belief is that adult education and continuous lifelong development are significantly undervalued. First, I'll describe what I see as the current portrayal of expectations for personal development in society and as reflected from society in anime. I'll then give some suggestions about how to overcome these barriers, first in general and then using examples from the anime Shirobako. I hope this video will help encourage some viewers to consider new avenues for personal development. The essence of this situation, I think, is captured by this default pattern of life in many parts of the world. High school is really productive, full of learning and self-discovery. And then for those that go into college, college is also really productive, usually setting someone up for a particular career. And then after that, there's no longer the assumption that they will continue to develop significantly. Even though there's nothing special about the years of 18 to 22 compared to the years of 28 to 32 or 38 to 42, nobody expects the 28-year-old to be able to do as much as the 18-year-old in their next year or their next 4 years. I think in part because of this lack of expectation, there are people who have completed their education and find themselves wondering what happens next, perhaps feeling stifled by the lack of development in their lives but not knowing how to start. I certainly went through a similar situation after I graduated. In this conundrum, anime in different ways plays both a positive and a negative role. The positive aspects, which I've mentioned in a past video, include exposure to a wide variety of hobbies that people might be encouraged to try out and use as an avenue of development. On the other hand, the fact that many anime are set in high school has the opposite effect. It can make it seem like the personal journeys that anime characters go through are unique to high school or youth. High school is socially, intellectually, and developmentally a very vibrant time. That's why it's easy to situate stories in the setting, because there's a lot of external influences that can drive the plot. In fact, to provide an example of the inverse, there are popular anime that feature adults, but the main character only develops after their return to high school through supernatural means, or whisked away from the confines of their static adult lives to dynamic fantasy worlds. The result is that there's a natural tendency to watch high school anime and think, damn, if only it had been like that, treating it as if it were something confined and missed in the past. So how can we make it such that we interpret what we see in anime as something to strive for in the future? I think it's not enough just to acknowledge that growth is still possible. It's important to reflect on what's important or enjoyable to you, that is, where you would like to develop, and then set goals so you can visualize what that growth might actually look like. A good place to start, I think, is picking up a new hobby or skill, or learning about something that interests you. These goals don't have to be ones that will completely change your life. In adulthood, accepting more gradual process is important given the existence of various life responsibilities that distract you, and for me, I think that maintaining a mindset of making a steady effort keeps me in the habit of doing the things I should do. I will use the anime Shirobako to elaborate on these points above and also offer some more specific suggestions. This discussion won't completely spoil plot endings, but it will assume you've watched it and it reveals major character arcs. This show is a good explicit example of development in adulthood. Of course, the characters are really lucky to already be working in their dream field of anime production, but they do not become complacent and continue to show personal development, and the characters that aren't in their desired careers from the beginning take steps outside their day jobs to grow and achieve something that they want. To keep things short, I'll be covering the major lessons fairly quickly, but if something speaks to you, I definitely suggest after the video reflecting on the point in the context of the show and in your own life. What are Miyamori's strengths? First, even though her dream is well defined, she also constantly reflects on it and why it is so important to her. Why work in anime is a recurring question and theme of the show. Having a really clear idea of what you want and why gives you a continuous motivation to keep working to develop yourself, as well as help you realize the types of intermediate goals you need to set to help you achieve the ultimate goals that you're interested in. Next, she also shows a very high willingness to learn, a trait which she also shares with Emma. This allows them to take on new challenges. For those of us that have interests outside our careers, we have to learn not from mentors we would meet naturally, but rather from resources we find through our own efforts. Fortunately, a wealth of information is available on the internet. Whether we have senpai to rely on or not, the principles of determination and taking advantage of opportunity remains the same. The remaining three characters, Shizuka, Misa, and Midori, at least for the purposes of this video, have character arcs that share something in common. They do not allow themselves to be defined by their current jobs or titles. Shizuka, while making a living working in an izakaya, continues to pursue her goal and learn beyond her fixed instruction with her voice acting agency despite difficult and sometimes embarrassing failures. Misa has a comfortable living doing 3D modeling work that is her specialty, but decides to take a risk and change her job so she can work on anime. Finally, Midori is interesting because she's still in college, and even though nobody would fault her for just keeping up with her schoolwork, She chooses to take on extra responsibilities and learn more about anime research in the writing process when given the option, which leads to additional opportunities. I know the point of this video is to suggest a path for personal development outside of school or career, and everybody in Shirobako progresses through their career, but hopefully I've made my point that in a way it's not just them looking at what their existing position is, but what it could be in the future. Additionally, there are advantages to not doing something as part of your job. There's no pressure to make it pay off, and you can revel in the feeling of improving at it for its own sake. To summarize, when faced with a lack of expectation placed on me, these are the types of thoughts I find really encourage me to keep trying and working on new things, and I hope they are of use to you as well. Thank you.